Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Albums and Memories, where I talk about two albums at a time in my CD collection, and I talk about the memories they gave me. Now, today we're gonna have to go with three albums, and the three albums are Mr. Smith by LL Cool J, Bob Marley and the Wailers' Natty Dread, and Alice in Chains' Unplugged album. Now, three albums, completely different now that I'm thinking about it. So we're gonna talk about the first one, which is Mr. Smith by LL Cool J. As you can see, the condition is not great, but at least the CD's in there, not scratched. It's been what, years? It's been years since I listened to this album. Like, when I mean years, I mean elementary school. Like, I remember, like, now this was back when, again, elementary school. I didn't take a lot of care with things, as you could see with my 8 Mile CD. Like, I dropped it a bunch of times, and you can tell here I dropped this a bunch of times. Like, the tape is still there; it's still sealed, and there's cracks in here, and the tapes on the side here. But like, I remember finding this one morning in the cabinet under my old TV set, and I just saw this, and it was unopened. Like, what I mean unopened, I mean like not like doesn't seem unopened like this. I mean like it was still wrapped around in its casing. Now keep in mind, this album came out in 1995. I found this in 2003, I think. Like, again, elementary school, and it was still wrapped up in its casing. And I'm like, wait, why is this? Did he not actually? Did my dad actually not? I don't know if this is actually his or not. Come to think of it, it probably is his. But I remember like listening to this a lot because like yeah, I didn't like my dad still had my 8 Mile soundtrack, so I'm like, okay, this has to be fine. I'm just gonna claim this is mine. This is gonna be mine. Like, there's nothing you can do to stop me because this is mine. I have a rap album, and I just found an album that I don't know who this is, but it's mine now. And as far as I know, nobody has claimed it. It's been here since. It's been in this room. It hasn't left this room for years. It hasn't even left this pile for years. So yeah, it's pretty much like, okay, this is mine now. I guess this is mine. And I remember listening to this album again and again to the point where it was, I just remember for some reason, a radio station kept playing Doing It, and I'm like, wow, like this radio station I keep talking about on this radio right here, they always play Doing It for some reason. And they're like, oh, this is amazing. And I remember just constantly like playing this song, and this was back when I used to like back when I had a tape recorder, and like this is the point where everybody's still buying CDs. Like, iTunes was not a thing yet or whatever, like iPods or MP3s. And I just remember like putting a couple of songs onto tapes, because apparently, like, I'm not a hipster. I gotta say, I'm not a hipster. I wasn't even a hipster back then, but I just like recorded songs, put on a song on the CD, and then like pressed record on the tape player, and I just played it. And I made my very own mixtape. I even did that when the radio was playing. Like, anytime there was a radio station, I'm like, okay, I'm going for it. Um, Unfortunately, I don't have the tape anymore because it was ruined. By sense of time, it's been ruined. So yeah, I don't have it anymore, which is sad. But I don't have a tape player anymore, which is even worse. I wish I still had it because it was a fun thing to do. But this album, yeah, I don't remember. I remember trying to like be a rapper with this album, but it didn't pan out. And I don't have much memories of the songs except "I Shot You" and the remix. Oh, and "Life As." Yeah, I actually really like those albums. But yeah, this is the only album I have by LL Cool J, except for Mom Said Knock You Out on tape. Well, a tape cassette case. I don't know where the actual tape is. And this actually was my favorite album of one. Yeah. And the next album I have is Bob Marley and the Wailers' Natty Dread. not my album. I think it's my dad's, and I didn't take care of it even back then. You can tell by what I'm just showing you right now. This is an album I used to listen to in elementary school. And I remember the night, like when I was a little kid, and my dad used to put this on the car radio or CD player back when I lived in an apartment. And yeah, that's pretty much as far as my memories go. And somehow I still have this album. It hasn't been completely ruined. Probably been skipped a couple of times, mostly because I keep dropping the damn CD case. Because like this album, I'm pretty sure I screwed a lot of things up. Uh, yeah, I pretty much screwed a lot of things up in terms of like kept dropping the album disc, but never scratching the CD because I knew never to jump because I'm not a complete asshole. And I remember actually being a big fan of the bassist because he actually had some really good grooves going on in here. And yeah, this is actually a really good. I think this is the oldest album I have, but it's not mine. I think it's my dad's. What? He hasn't asked for this yet. He has yet to ask for this. So I guess I claim this to be mine. So yeah, this is the only Bob Marley and the Wailers album I have. I know I have a couple. I think I have a couple of more. But yeah, this is actually what this doesn't have much memories except when I was little. When again, like when I was little, my dad used to play this, and No Woman No Cries up here. But I'm more of a fan of living lively up yourself because like I have no idea. I don't remember the rest of the album that much, but lively up yourself and No Woman No Cry are the first songs on this album I came up with. Mostly because they're the first two songs on here. So yeah, that's good. But if you're a Bob Marley fan, this is actually a really good album. Um, uh, I'll never sell this because, quite frankly, I think this is rare. I think this is rare. So yeah, this is actually a really good thing that I'm putting up. And for the third and final album I'm gonna talk about for this episode is Alice in Chains' Unplugged, which is an album which, out of all the Alice in Chains albums I have, is the one I listen to the least. Not because it's bad, it's because I'd rather just listen to the studio version. Now, this actually came as a double set album with an Alice in Chains thing that my dad bought me when I was in college. Yeah, I think it was in college. Um, it was Dirt and this album. And I was so excited about Dirt. I'm like, this is kind of an afterthought. This one was kind of an afterthought. I'm like, oh, and the Unplugged album. Okay, I got this. So the only song at that point I knew from the Unplugged album was Sludge Factory, mostly because of the mistake Lane Staley made during the live performance. Like it doesn't show up here, but I actually really like this album actually surprised me. But yeah, the only one of the memories I have for this album is just playing Mercenaries while listening to it. Man, I actually played like, man, I don't appreciate the soundtrack to that game, and I just play rock soundtrack because I'm an asshole. So yeah, but yeah, I actually really enjoy this album, and but there's a bit of a bad memory that comes with this. Like I remember when a couple of years ago, like I wasn't doing too well. I was working mornings, and I actually kind of got sick, and my head just didn't go anywhere. My head was just going like it was one of those moments where my body felt fine, but my head was like really swimming, and I just didn't want to eat for a couple of days. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. And then while my head was swimming, I just thought of this album and the songs it went over, and yeah, this is like, oh god. And I remember this album mostly because of that particular, not mostly, but also because that particular day, my dad dropped me off at the library because I wanted to go, even though I was not doing so well. And I just, you know, I just needed to be alone. I didn't even want to go. I just didn't even want to go home. I just needed to go to the library and just chill for a bit. Because yeah, this is me we're talking about. So yeah, it was actually not a very good time, but this is a very good album. Like again, not an album I come back to, but last time I heard it, this was it was fine. I remember like liking this fine. Like I should give this another listen because like I think their acoustic sets are fine. I know a couple of the songs now, like because I have like oh wait a minute, all I have from the studio album. Yeah, the only album I have from their late era is Dirt. That's it. I should probably get their self-titled album. Most like I know Dirt's their best, but I just want to like appreciate more of the discography. And yeah, this is actually a really from what I remember, this is actually a really good album to listen to. And yeah, um, don't have much memories about it. Just keep going. Just gonna try my best one day to finish, like try to figure out what other memories I can have while I'm listening to this. Like sometimes you need an acoustic album to just chill, like not an unplugged one. And so far, this is the only unplugged album I have by them. So yeah, this is a special place in my heart. And yeah, that's all the memories I have about it. And that's it. I am sorry that I had to put 3 albums in this episode, but there's a reason why. Because I have 2 other albums which I want to talk about back to back. And so that's it for another episode of Albums and Memories, and I will see you another time. Thank you.